All right, Taurus. So your spiritual team is trying to help you make some type of comeback. They're trying to help you build something from the ground up. For others of you, it feels like it's something that you've already started, but maybe you're trying to go in another direction, or you're trying to just level up overall in your life. However, with all the projected energy that's been really intimidating Taurus and really being unsure, who you can trust, what energies you can listen to, what all of it means. There's a phase, okay, that's kind of going on right now where it's hard for you to decipher or discern who actually cares for you, who actually is supporting you, can you trust certain people, and whether or not you are interpreting or misinterpreting your own intuition or your own psychic abilities. Everyone has intuition, right? Everyone has psychic abilities to some degree. So I feel as if that own filtering process that you're currently processing things through is confusing right now. Okay, so your spiritual team is acknowledging that you have some type of goal, some type of ambition, or some type of do it yourself project that you're trying to bring into fruition. Whatever this is that you are doing yourself, you don't have a lot of support. You don't have a lot of support. You don't have a lot of backup. You are kind of doing this all by yourself. But there is someone that wants to see that version of you come into fruition. Now, I can't discern yet, quite yet, right? Because I'm just now tapping in whether or not this is a friend that wants to help you, whether or not this is a lover that wants to help you, or if this is just a colleague or someone specifically that will serve as a great inspiration, or you guys could really help each other with your expertise. Okay, someone here seems as if they are experienced or well versed in what it takes to build something from the ground up. They are experienced or well versed in what it takes to do something yourself without a lot of support, and people that have allowed this person to mentor them, people that have allowed this person to groom them, teach them whatever it is that they're good at, have really transformed their life and been very successful in many ways. So there's this teacher student dynamic that I'm tapped into. However, I feel like spirit needs to kind of take you to the break room, Taurus, whoever the student is in this situation, and like have a sit down one-on-one with you and say like, hey, look, let's review the details of the play, right? Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's review the details of the play. Let's review the details of what it is that you asked for, and then we'll go from there. Once we know exactly what it's going to take to get you motivated to do what it is that you want to do, then we can assign the proper support. Then we can align you with the proper support, align you with the proper soul tribe, and align you with the proper influencers, really, that are set up strategically around you. Light workers, shadow workers, earth angels, they're all set up strategically around you, around the world, that are waiting to for their tribe to always, like, they have their beacons lit very brightly, and the moment that you know exactly what direction you're selling this ship into, your spiritual team is going to course direct you directly to that light channel or that lighthouse. Okay, that's how they're showing it to me. I do feel as if there are some things that you're gonna have to sacrifice. Okay, as far as organization, as far as discipline, right? And dealing with critics, dealing with adversities, you're not going to be able to get anywhere without some type of pushback or without some type of conflict. All of it's a part of it. It's a part of the grid. It's a part of the game. So take it how it resonates. But I do sense a lot of confusion, and I feel like your spiritual team wants to bring some clarity in for you. So if that resonates, if you've been feeling trapped, if you've been feeling limited, if you've been feeling like you need to sacrifice something, but you're not quite sure what you should sacrifice, whether it's a perspective, a habit, or a person, this is kind of what's needed right now. So this is where I'm being spiritually guided to provide the support especially for those of you that have dealt with a lot of inner child trauma, right? And what can happen when you have dealt with a lot of inner child trauma is you can remain on that inner child healing journey for so long and don't even know when you have kind of evolved past the inner child healing, and now it's time to do adolescent child healing, young adult child healing, and so forth and so forth. So I feel like you're being prepared for some type of transition or shift that is meant to help you develop, okay? Because the healing journey has to keep growing and it has to keep moving. So if that resonates with you, stay for a while, okay? We're going to get some channel messages. I feel like this is going to resonate most especially with those of you that are upcoming entrepreneurs, very ambitious, and you're really just trying not to give up on your spiritual journey. For a lot of you, that's what I'm tapped into. Like, you want to do this spiritual journey, you want love, and yes, you want to align to different certain things, but do you want to have to deal with the everyday psychic attacks and bullying and all those different things? No, I can see that very clearly. I don't need to even pull out tarot to tell you that. You're asking yourself if any of it's worth it, or do I need to just stay alone for the rest of my life? All these messages may not resonate. What the fuck? I can't even hear myself talking, y'all. That's crazy. These messages may not resonate. So only take what does, leave the rest, and leave it for someone else that it's meant for, okay? I feel like I needed to say that. Okay. All right. I just feel high. Some of y'all need to stop getting high for a little while so you can commit to something. Confirmation if you get high. Any other confirmations for my entrepreneur spirit? What have you been trying to get them to do? What have you been trying to get them to do? See, hear. Put yourself out there. Okay. Y'all shy, guarded. They've been trying to get you to put yourself out there. Others of you, they've been trying to get you to put yourself in a position to do both. Okay. Some of y'all, it's about parenting, babysitting, or doing something that feels as if you have to parent. So entrepreneur job, when you start an LLC, oh my goodness, anything that deals with bringing something into fruition is like a baby. You may not have a physical child, but you have a child. That is your baby. It needs cradling. It needs attention. Whether you want to deal with that child or not, it's something that requires 24/7, 365 days of care. You could be sleepy. You could be sick. But one of the things that you learn on the motherhood journey or the fatherhood journey is that child does not give a damn about how you feel in regards to your personal needs, right? Because it is meant to prepare you for something. Children and the journey of having to sacrifice a lot to parent prepares you for a totally different type of journey, type of reality here. So I'm seeing here that one of you has no children. So someone here has no children. Confirmation if you don't. But at the same time, you really enjoy having nothing else or no one else to look after but yourself. You're really very set in your ways. You're comfortable. You have to be a Taurus that's comfortable with being on your own, guarded, right? You have a system. And people know not to mess with you. People know not to play around with you. That is your, that's just the reputation that you have. Okay. Okay. People also know that you don't trust a lot of people when it comes to your work life. You don't trust a lot of people when it comes to your baby, your businesses, your projects. And because you don't trust a lot of people, you probably do everything alone. Confirmation if you do everything alone. For you specifically that has like no children, like I just described, the journey of parenting is meant to prepare you for something specific. Okay, that's what they're telling me. Your journey of parenting is meant to prepare you for another phase of your journey in regards to your ability to empathically connect. At a certain age, when you haven't really allowed yourself to embrace that Leo pride rock type of environment, okay? The wolf pack, or like a pack type of, or a pack or a pride, let's call it like that. If you haven't really allowed yourself to experience that, what can happen is the older and older and older you get, the less and less you're able to connect to those that are young. You'll have to only be able to connect through other people's stories and other people's lives, right? Because you didn't have children, or you weren't able to, you can only connect to people from tapping into them and seeing how they process it. So it can be very analytical through your mind, the way it works. It could be very Gemini like, where it's like, okay, yeah, that works for me. I get the best of both worlds. I don't even have to take care of them, but I get to still, tap into how the brain works, how the mind works for people that do have that struggle. So you may find yourself wanting to, alleviate certain burdens and certain stress from certain people that do have children and that are struggling, and you may find yourself in rescuer type of energy. And when that happens, sometimes it can come off as if you are trying to change someone to be more disciplined and more punctual or more organized based off of your perception of what it takes to be able to be a good parent and handle your dreams and your responsibilities and do it all. Or you could be on the extreme of where you don't believe that you can do both successfully. So you may perceive that your partner needs to be completely devoted to the child, parenting, right, in order for that child to have the best upbringing, which could stem back to your childhood, right? But in hindsight of the situation, your intentions are not necessarily to harm anybody, but it can be perceived as a intimidating method to get someone to choose that for themselves if that's not what they're desiring, right? So you may have found yourself in relationships or situationships where you couldn't get the other person to change and mold them into a particular version of themselves to be suitable enough to be a good parent, mother or father. So you've been taking on this kind of role of looking for the best qualities of the perfect mother. You know what I mean? Because this is telling me parenthood, the perfect mother or the perfect father. And then wanting to invest in them and kind of coerce them, right? Gentle nudge them in a particular way, positive reinforce them into a particular direction that fits your mold or your ideology of what it takes to be a good parent. Okay. So there's some conflict here around that being ethical or unethical, right? Because if your desires is to eradicate certain behavior patterns, habits, or so forth out of people for the betterment of themselves, it shouldn't be a problem, right? If you're motivating a person to get in the gym, it shouldn't be a problem. If you're motivating a person to stop doing certain habits like drinking, smoking, cussing, all those different things, to you, from your perspective, those are great things to motivate someone to do. Those are great things to aspire to do. And if that person doesn't want to do it for themselves, the more you or anyone else creates this obstacle that tells them, no, that's unhealthy, you can shame them in an indirect way where you may not be calling them directly and saying anything about what it is that they're doing, but your disinterest in what it is that they're doing forces them indirectly, which would psychologically affect them, to consider giving, just saying, you know what, bump it. I'm just going to follow instructions. It is better for me. You're right. That is the agenda. That's the motive. And like I said, regardless of whether or not you feel it's the best thing to do, regardless of whether or not you feel, well, who wouldn't want someone motivating them to stop drinking? Who wouldn't want someone telling them you should do this or you shouldn't do that, or you should? No one wants that. No one wants another person to be telling them what they should or shouldn't be doing. You actually, look it up, proven. You actually push them to do it more when you're constantly telling them what they shouldn't do or trying to shame them. All right. Especially the more and more and more generations come out, they're not going to want to revert back to that control unless they have absolutely no exposure to the opposite belief system. What this is telling me is that your belief that you can change people for the better can sometimes outweigh ethics or integrity, because it's subjective around your perspective of perfection, your perspective of good versus bad. And if you're the judge and juror that stands in between the two, it's going to always be some form of an imbalance here. Okay. And I'm gonna swap it, right? Because I feel like there's been some misunderstanding about someone else's involvement in their life, where it feels as if another person doesn't know who to trust. Okay. Because there's a familiar, all right, there's a familiar technique being performed here. I'm going to call it a technique. All right. It's not really a tactic. It's more of a technique. Okay. Making someone curious to figure out what's wrong, making someone curious to figure out, what your perspectives are. This is like a technique that people can sometimes use to avoid a disaster when they don't want another person to know what it is that they are up to or what it is that they're trying to do. It's manipulative, okay? Even though the magician isn't out here, it can be very reckless with another person's life. And if you're not trying to be reckless, then there's going to need to be some accountability around this being something that was even done mentally, psychologically, okay, to begin with, because I am picking up trying to avoid a disaster here. So let's talk about the other person. For those of you with parenthood at the bottom of the deck that does have, let's say you got a child or you have kids, right? Confirmation only if you do. And you come across someone that is emotionally unavailable. You come across someone that has a lot of great qualities, but you're not quite sure of what it is that they personally desire. They communicate to you more telepathically and psychically, which may end up making you feel as if you're always trying to read their mind. And then unsure if you are manifesting their vision or your own vision. So there's this desire to want to maintain who you are while also dating someone else, getting to know someone else, or even being involved with another person. Okay. For the same reasons, you have the same trust issues. The reason why you don't want to lose yourself in the process of it is because you have allowed outside forces, your parents, karmics, or anyone of that sort to mold you once before. And once you broke that mold, you promised yourself that you would never let another person dictate to you how you should be. They would have to love you for you or not love you at all. So you do have, there are two strong personalities, two very strong dominant personalities, and not dominant as in masculine, but it's self-confident, okay? Self-reassured, self-loved, personalities here. Okay. You're able to really more tap in empathically and sense things in the body before anything else. So something about your hyper awareness through parenthood has allowed you to, you can smell when something's burning. Parenthood teaches you that. You can smell when something is off. You can just sense when someone's about to fall. That's what parenting prepares you for. Parenting makes you like a damn spider. It makes you super sensitive, like a superhero, superpower. Okay. So when it comes to your ability to do multiple things, you've acquired a superpower through parenthood that has really prepared you to do it all. You can wear many hats, right? So your perception of being a good parent is not contingent on you having nothing else to do except be a 24/7 parent all day long. You don't need to sacrifice yourself anymore because you've already been there, done that. So parenthood has taught you so much about humanity and humility to the point where you don't struggle with that power issue, or that mind or psychological control dynamic, because of the fact that you understand that through your parentinghood experience, when the journey is supposed to be, it's just gonna be. When the door is meant to open, it's just gonna open, right? So one of you has had a series of enlightenment, the other person hasn't, but you both have some type of portion of your journey to walk together. And when I say walk together, I mean, do I feel like as if the universe is telling you, parents that have children, to give up on the enlightenment that you've received for yourself? No. Do I feel as if the other person is being asked to give up on the enlightenment that they received from their journey? No. What you're both being asked to do is to perceive each other's perspective without feeling trapped, without taking things personal, without getting to a point where you're always needing to release each other in order to perceive each other's perspective. The only way to do that is to learn how not to take things personally, right? Slow and steady wins the race. So when it comes to your do-it-yourself projects and your crafts and whatever it is that you're doing for your entrepreneurship, the reason why Spirit has slowed that down for you is so you can learn a lesson. Okay? And the lesson that your spiritual team is trying to teach you is that slow and steady wins the race. So you guys are the Taurian collectives where Saturn is highly aspected in your chart. Capricorn energy may be showing up in your life a lot to teach you that you can't have nothing unless you're willing to sacrifice and commit and be disciplined and see something into fruition. The manifestation of a lot of Capricorns in your life stem from the preparation of something, and the universe using the people around you as healthy messengers or confirmations of what they're trying to tell you. So this is kind of where you're at, where in order for you to do it all, what do you have to do? Well, first you have to start by having a system and a schedule and a goal plan, a daily goal plan, a weekly goal plan, a monthly goal plan that turns into 90 days, 60 days, 90 days, and over on and on. Without that plan and the consistency to see that plan into fruition and feel good every day you go to sleep and every day you wake up, you will miss out on the conditioning that's meant to come from this experience. Because realistically, you can't do it all if you're scattered. You can't do it all the paths yourself if you don't trust nobody. So you have to be willing to fall down. You have to be willing to let the universe teach you how to pick yourself back up. And this is just about you getting back on the bicycle and just pushing to pursue another day. Anything where it feels like you're trying to do it quickly is going to be slowed down right now. Saturn energy is out here heavily. And the only thing that you'll be able to manifest from trying to overexert yourself would be like trying to be your old version of yourself, where you're like a workaholic, or old version of yourself where you are on that hamster wheel, right? That treadmill, that hamster wheel. So it's going to be important for you to say, okay, this is a plan I could commit to. This is a goal I could commit to. And this is what I'm willing to do to see it into fruition every day. For a lot of you, this is not the time to be doing extreme dieting as well. Okay, if you're trying to like lose weight in a fast way, it would be counterproductive to other areas in your life in regards to career, in regards to your emotional, your humility, okay, and your integrity could really be compromised during this time, trying to do really fast, see results of anything type of momentum. So your spiritual team is saying what will happen is your body will start to break out in hives, swell, do certain things to really force you to get back into this Knight of Pentacles in a slow pace. Now, what you need to know, for those of you where you're feeling sensitive about this entire situation and you're wondering if someone is doing that to you, okay, I feel like it's a part of your Saturn return. It's a part of closing out your Saturn return. It's for you to change. You didn't go through that whole Saturn return or that whole dark night of the soul just for you to go back to your obsessive personality traits, or for you to go back to your need to force, right? If you think about the Hermit energy, this reminds me of 2020, when everyone had less stress, less body reactions to a lot of things, and you had time to just kind of sit and meditate and really appreciate every single day of life, right? So this is what they're saying. When you feel those adverse effects, it's your spirit saying you need to slow down. Okay? You need to slow down, and you need to let go of this belief that you have to do it quickly. Okay? I believe J. Cole said something to the degree of, even when you get there and you feel like you've arrived, you come to a point on your journey where you realize that even that wasn't completely fulfilling, So there's that energy of, you think you're going to be happy when you get there. You think you're going to be happy when you achieve that goal. But really, if you don't ever enjoy the process of the discomforts along the way, or find reasons of gratitude along the way, you're going to put yourself so far back in the line because you never learn how to red light, green light your way through it. You're going to have to go back to the front of the line, and you're going to have to go back and repeat the same cycle. Okay? So the dark night of the soul is something that is triggered as a automatic response to a major ascension, or a major change, or a major purge, or a major release that we all go through. But it doesn't mean that the Hermit energy doesn't come back around. It's not a punishment, but it will feel like one if you perceive it like that. So during this time, we gotta take a knee. You gotta take a knee, and you gotta be still. That's what they're telling me. You gotta go back to your why. Why am I doing this? You gotta revert back to why do I want this do-it-yourself project? Why do I want this position? Why do I want this job? Why do I want this journey? What am I doing it for? Okay, because the why and the has to come from you, because that's going to be connected to your purpose. Anytime you are aligned and you remain aligned to your purpose of why you're doing something, when you come across certain pitfalls and you come across certain down periods or fall periods, you'll take it less hard. It's like when you get hit on the football field, but you knew there was a possibility at some point someone would tackle you. You get back up a lot faster without wondering, without getting upset. Like, you tackled me. You didn't have to tackle me that hard. That's just too much. So I feel like you are graduating, but when you don't receive the recognition that you feel you deserve, when you don't achieve something that you feel like you should achieve in the time in which you feel like you should achieve it, you start to go to that drawing board of like, why am I even doing this? What is even the purpose? Should I give up the entire dream, goal, objective, right? Until you feel better again. I feel like this is mood swings. And it stems from not being uncertain. Like, it stems from being a little uncertain if this is what you're supposed to be doing to begin with, or a little uncertain if this is going to get you what you know, what you want in the end. So all of this stems from your motivation is constantly up and down, rise and fall, based off of you being uncertain if something is going to pan out a particular way, or if you're going to like the feedback, the outcome. And it comes from being in isolation so long. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing here that two personality traits have gone through periods of isolation. And so when you're getting back out there and you're being vulnerable again, you don't really got the patience for people. It's like, I wish somebody would. I'm gonna make them too scared to do something wrong to me. I'm gonna make them too scared to even talk back to me. Like, so you could project this this resting bee face or this mean mug at times. Like, don't play with me. And that's a reaction to the fear of not being able to trust people in the past, the fear of feeling let down in the past. So even when there's a turn of events that you know is going to be good, you will look at it like, okay, we'll see. I'm not sure, but if you say so, we'll see how it plays out. If there's one thing that you are good at, it is negative self-talk, negative self-thinking. You know how to cast more negative spells than you know how to affirm more positive ones. Yes, and that is the truth. So what makes it difficult to manifest is being set in your ways. And for those of you that are parents and you spent your entire life parenting, this is also a tricky place that you could find yourself in, because it's like, I sacrificed my journey to raise children, and they're not showing up for me. And sometimes when you have sacrificed yourself in that way, it can make you look at other people's journey and you can feel off-putting in regards to how someone else can deviate from what you imprinted on them or what you ingrained in them at a young age. So it's hard to see your child leave a certain religion or leave a certain belief system and go off and do tarot or divination, and you did not ingrain that in them. Sometimes you can start beating yourself up and wondering where you went wrong in your parenting, and try to overcompensate the rationale behind your belief system and theirs. And that's because you lived through your children versus loving them for who they were. And so that type of dynamic in itself is very tricky, because it's like the entire process of sacrifice yourself to have children, it would make you have to go back to the very beginning and ask yourself, whoever did it to you, did they do it with the proper integrity? All right. Was that the right thing to even impose onto you or ask you to do? Or were you being manipulated? And it's easier to blame our future offsprings for what they don't believe in us, but it's difficult to go back up the tree and ask yourself who ingrained it into you and what type of integrity, morals, and character would they have to have embodied in order to even inflict that onto you. So this is definitely remembering where you came from and then being a critical thinker of even the belief systems that were passed down to you, right? Just because you were obedient or you were someone that didn't question the authority figures, especially your own mother or father, doesn't make something defective with your child. You see what I'm saying? Because when you gave birth to each and every single one of them, however many you have with parenthood, you gave birth to the parts of yourself that was fragmented, where you felt as if whatever you couldn't do, you put in there. Whatever you wanted to do, you gave birth to them. So if you wanted to be very ambitious and see the world, you may have an adventurous child. If you wanted to be very left alone and unbothered, but your parents kept antagonizing you when you had your child, you was like, I just want to be left alone. Your child may be a loner. There's certain things that where it's like where you weren't able to personally heal the parts of you or reteach yourself or do it yourself, and you didn't, and you felt like you always had to wait on the approval of other people or the approval of someone that you respected, but yet your kids are out here cutting up and being artistic on social media platforms and taking over the world. It's like they with teacher here. They may have been self-taught in a particular area. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from critical thinking. So no matter how old you are, it's never too late to start becoming a critical thinker. Okay? But you will have to become a child again. In order for you to really connect with being a child again, it's going to make emotions come up. And I feel like with I feel as if your spiritual team is trying to help you see the signs in a particular situation. I feel like I'm picking up here on a very like an older woman, like in their 60s here, that is trying to get a hold of her children. Like she's trying to get a hold of her children, and she's trying to maybe reach them on the phone. She may be trying to reach them just to all get them on the same page. There's some goals that this mother wants to bring into fruition, but she's unable to do them herself, and her children are not supporting her into bringing them into fruition. So as far as where she can really go to get it done, she doesn't feel as if she can really get it done because she doesn't have the money. So this would have to be a Taurian older woman, mature woman, that it feels as if she'd had the funds or the finances, she would be able to manifest her dreams and her destiny as well, but that she couldn't do it because she had to be a 24/7 parent, and she had to wait until she was older. So now that she's older in age, she doesn't feel as if she has acquired enough success, notoriety, fame, recognition for her, whatever it is that she wants to bring into fruition, to come into fruition. So everyone is too busy to bring her dreams into fruition. This is a mother that believes or was taught that as you get older, your children will come back and they will maintain a family business or take care of you in older age, if you have something to offer them of value. So this is definitely a mature woman that was taught from very young that if you have something of worth or value, that will make your children return back to you, because you're the source of money, you're the source of stability. So when this mother doesn't have her children needing her, it does like a double-edged sword. On one end, she doesn't want them asking her for financial help or assistance. On the other end, she wants them to ask her for something, right? So she can give them what that something is. So she wants them to ask her, like, how can I help you? How can I help you achieve your goals? How can I help you achieve your dreams? So this way, each and every single child that she's given birth to will, whether it's coming to build a shed or coming to, clean her house or coming to do just normal acts of service here, she feels as if all her children are more caught up in their individual dreams and ambitions, and they do not have time for her. Yes, I'm not picking up on someone that's in like a nursing home or something like that. What I'm sensing here is that this mother here, doesn't want to take the long route. This mother here is very used to taking the short route. And the short route is where you pick up the phone, you call everybody that you know, and you let them know you're doing a fish fry, or you let them know that you're doing some type of event. And the people, based off of who you are, your notoriety, your name, your class, or whatever, they will show up and support you and invest in your ambitions and dreams off the strength of your reputation, off the strength of who you are, your name, your status, anything like that. So in this phase of this elder's life, she hasn't been able to really call anyone or get anyone to invest, right? This is also someone that's very used to being able to have a lot of money in some type of cycle. But it's been like depleting and depleting and depleting and depleting. And she gets very uncomfortable when her bank account is starting to run dry. So there is something about a bank account that's running dry. And so usually she could reach out to one of her kids or children to like, hey, you have extra this money. I need this to pay for this bill. So she does play the I don't have enough role a lot. And when she doesn't have it, it just always works and it always manifests, where someone will be like, okay, I'll give it to you this time, but next time you need to get a job or you need to do something. So I am seeing a mother here that's getting a lot of boundaries placed around them in regards to how much they're able to their buying power. Okay. So like I said, I feel as if this is someone that stays home. Okay. I'm not picking up nursing home. They may take care of someone from home. But it's like I don't have enough time to really go out there and meet people because I don't have a gift, or I don't have a time to really go out there and go back to school or learn a new trade because I'm too old in age. There's an excuse for everything. But again, I'm speaking about someone that is very disciplined, very organized. They see themselves in you. This could be your mother. They see themselves in you, or this could be you, like I said, because we have all ages on this channel. They see themselves in you. They see the version of themselves, like I said, where they too were offered this journey. They too came to a point on their journey where they could have did some healing on themselves. However, rather than abandoning their parenting or something like that, they chose to push aside their career, push aside their ambitions, and just be a 24/7 parent. And they made it work. I'm seeing here they made it work. There was periods when they didn't have it, and there was periods when they did. So now, with this energy, they feel as if two they have two gold coins. They have two gold tickets here. They have two children, all right, that are successful. And when they call or they need something, they feel as if they should be able to receive it. Yeah, they feel like they should be able to receive it. And they shouldn't be told no or anything like that. And it does feel as if I think this person they want all their children here, because I'm seeing two prominent children here. They want their children here to, whoever has the most money or whoever they believe to have the most money, they want their children to take some of their money and invest in giving them a reasonable amount, is what they're saying, excuse me, a reasonable amount of their money, so they could put it into their bank, because they would like to organize some type of organization, some type of business. It doesn't really feel like online. It does feel like somebody wants to purchase some type of lease, some type of building, some type of infrastructure. They want to be able to invest in certain properties. So I feel like someone is putting together some type of slideshow or some type of what is that thing called where they put together a pitch? Someone's putting together a pitch, a story that they're about to present to the most financially stable children that they personally have given birth to. Okay. When they think about how they could, what's the worst that could happen? Hold on, y'all. I have to. Hold on. Battery. Okay. Okay, so when they think about the worst case scenario, if someone tells them no, they are planning on creating some type of, well, anytime you ever ask me to do something for you, you can never ask to use my car. Anytime you ever need something, you don't ever ask me. Anytime someone has they're placing it strategically, like, okay, in the event that no one gives me what I want, this is going to be my next chess move. So someone here wants to play chess because they feel like they deserve their retribution, and y'all are this person's children, and they want their money and they want it now. So storm warning. So this is just a heads up, so it doesn't catch you off guard. I feel like your spiritual team is letting you know that someone here is someone's mother specifically. It wants some type of payout. So if you're successful in your life, they want you to share the wealth and share the success. Here, there's a sense of entitlement. So it's like, don't forget about me. Yeah, I told you, I'm picking up on an elderly woman or an elder woman that wants to do what they love too. And in order for them to do what they love, they feel as if their father or their pastor or their leader told them, the Bible told them, that when they had however many children they had, each child was going to be their personal jackpot, their personal blessing. And so they want that. They want that that retribution from their children. And so they are projecting themselves and using their psychic abilities as well to evil eye whatever you have going on for yourself. Now, mind you, they're doing this to their own children now. They are doing this to their own children. where it's like, they are really casting negative affirmations and then telling you that they love you in person, but casting stone. I'm telling you, this is somebody's parent here. I made this shit up. So if you've been trying to assert yourself like, no, I'm an adult, I could take myself, I could do this myself, I got it, I don't need help. This person gets really mad. Yeah, the devil. This is a mother that gets really mad if you don't call them, need them, want them. Here's the crazy part. The only reason why they want you is because you're their most successful do-it-yourself child. You are a child that is willing to do it yourself and make a way. They admire it, but they don't want to go through the journey that you went through to achieve this. As far as they're concerned, I just got to stick to you. Codependency. I just got to, get you into some type of energy exchange, get you to risk, needing me. This person wants they need you to believe that you need them in order for them to feel confident to even support you. But if you don't need them and you have it all figured out and you have firm boundaries against them, they try to block your purpose and project negativity your way and make you feel unsure of what direction God is trying to ask you to go in. So this person's praying sun up and sundown. Okay. Like I said, you have unlimited potential. This is your birthright. I feel as if I'm going to be honest with you. Just the entitlement that is coming off of this mother. I feel like your mother been gone. Like the soul, the vessel, that's not motherly energy. And if you are a mother doing this, bruh, that is not a mother. That is not a mother. I'm just telling you. Like mothers that this feels like the type of mother dynamic where they didn't want to have those kids. However, I don't care if it's one. They did not want to have that child. They had the child for some type of money, circumstance, improvement. They like to be behind the scenes. They like to be the cheerleader. They like to be taken care of. Okay, they like to take nice walks in the park. Have nothing to do. But this is definitely someone that has, in their old age or their older age, they were never under some type of impression. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. They were never, it was never their perception that they would have to lose any amount of money. When they made the decisions that they made in their younger years, it was to solidify their financial future by way of people. So what they didn't see coming was that this whole Aquarian age would create babies before time that would pretty much go against this entire Piscean age of treating children as in spiritual escrow. Okay, having children for the sake of power moves and just multiplying for the sake of populating the world and turning them into your maids, your servants, your housekeepers, turning those children into individual banking accounts and trusts. This is what it is. Okay, this is the type of people that be putting stuff in their kids' name and stuff. Yeah, new beginnings. So here you are doing things differently. You're breaking that generational cycle. You're breaking that generational curse, and you're happy. You're doing what you love. You're not trying to be needing your parents. You're not trying to, because it says unconditional love, excitement, laughter, new beginning. You're giving birth to a new beginning in your life. And the projection that's being sent your way is to try to stop you from having a new beginning. For a lot of you, like I said, you've been dealing with this constant interception of your desires versus your family's desires, and then trying to decipher what is the right thing to do, not trying to fight with people, not trying to go back and forth, not trying to be around people that don't genuinely care for you or love you or support you. You know what I mean? But then feeling as if those friends, family, or foes don't want to let you go. Clarify this devil here. Yeah, you're letting go of this karmic ties that you share with bloodlines, family members. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is misery, love, company. This is where your depression stems from. This is where your grief stems from. It is not your emotions that you're sensing. It is the projection of the karmic patterns that you are breaking. It's a symptom of the cords that you are severing with your ancestral bloodline. I'm telling you. These are people that do not do things themselves. The only thing that they do themselves is complain about what they weren't able to do. The only thing that they do is complain about how things weren't good for them. So they could have used you as the hype man or the hype woman. You could do it too. Believe in yourself. They were never going to get up and do it, get off their ass and do it themselves. They were just going to and say, watch you invest all your time motivating them never to give up on themselves. And then the longer you stand there speaking to them, before you know it, it's like 6 hours pass by and you're still talking to the same person and encouraging them in 10, 20, 50 different ways in the same conversation. That's how they would get you depleted. That's how they would. And it's like, now you're too tired to do anything. You're too tired to do anything except for be like, why do I feel off? Why do I feel so weird? Some of y'all, they would get y'all walking down memory lane and saying, I remember when I used to do this when I was this age, and now this is happening to me, and it makes it hard for you to manifest because now you just absorbed all of their baggage. Some of y'all, they were sitting there and just be quiet and come over or come around you just to listen to your dreams and hopes. Eventually, if they sit next to you long enough, they'll hear you say something worthwhile that they can combat against. This is all of y'all. This is y'all leaving behind. Deception, disgrace. These are the people with the scars on their face. But yeah, they were trying to scar you emotionally and traumatically. So your spiritual team just wants you to know that you are doing a phenomenal job with your boundaries. Okay. Everything that you touch, everything that the sun touches is blessed, and you are the sun. Okay. So there's nothing to fear. You always persevere. You've always got up time and time again, stronger and stronger and stronger. These people are never capable of seeing the truth. If you are dealing with a situation where it's like, why are they like that? You can't remember why someone else is like something, but you can remember why you are here. You can remember why you are doing what it is that you want to do. If people never get up to move their feet and change their life, that is not your problem. And understand that if you allow that to get your attention and your focus and you take it personally, then all you're doing is feeding a monster. Okay, so no matter if you have to deal with certain people and you're waiting to get out of certain households or whatever, contracts, whatever, don't worry. Don't let anyone break your focus, because that's all they're trying to do. Because all they could do is think about you. So I feel like a lot of you guys have had to like detach from your feelings in order to get your confidence back. Um, you had to stop caring about the people that you used to care about in order to feel, committed to whatever it is you wanted to do for yourself. Spirit, what about this storm warning you want to tell story? There's a snake in my boot. They can't tell you. So there's something that your spiritual team is keeping secret from you. Don't worry. Be happy. But they want you to know that if you experience any symptoms whatsoever where you feel off, know immediately that it's not you. It doesn't belong to you. You don't have to go and send it back to nobody. You don't have to do anything like that. You can simply transmute it, right? You don't have to give it your attention or your focus. You can simply transmute it just like that. And there it is. It's gone. What were we even talking about? I don't even remember. Okay? No one can lie to you unless you believe that they're capable of lying to you. You already know the truth. You already know what's coming. Okay? Doubt don't belong to you. The victory is always sweeter when they underestimate who you are. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to get some closing messages for you. Yeah, you're on a whole nother level. Look, you got the Father. And then we have the storm. I'm telling you. Some of y'all, this is a Saturn lesson that's coming about. And Saturn, what's happening right now is a Saturn thing. Okay? So Saturn is out here. And if you know anything about Saturn, when Saturn got you, the desert, nothing grows. Okay? Nothing grows until Saturn says so. Look at the healer. Until you've healed, until you're ready, Saturn will set down. Call it set down Saturn. So your daddy out here doing the work for you. Your father let me handle your light work. I understand these creatures better than you know. Look at that shape-shifty energy. Closing messages for Taurus. We have the forest, into the thick of it. Oh. We have the prayer. The judge. And then we have the vision. Listen. All right, some of y'all watch Maji Got the Tea. Shout out if you do. There may be a message on her channel if that's one that you've been confirming, or maybe you got a message from her channel, because I heard her saying, what she say, God hired me, so who gonna fire me? So you may be someone, confirmation if you are. Your spiritual team gave it as a confirmation. No matter how many prayers are sent up, your confidence will keep you high and mighty above all of these false judges and persecutors, especially in regards to your vision, all right? The journey that you've been set out to walk. Look at that. You have the dead end. It's going to be a dead end road. It's stopped. It's already done. Any prayer that's sent towards you that goes against the divine plan, it's stopped automatically. So you don't even gotta do no return to sender or any of those things. Okay? It's just automatically dismantled because God's hand is on you. Okay, that's the best way I could describe it. We have the comic, and then we have the sustainer. We have the wound and the sustainer. Come through, spirit. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.